I hope to God this isn't real. I really do. Because if it is real, that's just, ugh, that's chilling. That's crazy. All right, let's get into this.
A gentleman on TikTok who works as a gravedigger near Bowling Green and the surrounding areas discovered something sinister while at work. This gentleman isn't a gravedigger full time. He does it to earn some extra money on the side. Whenever they need help, they just give him a call, he shows up and does what he has to do. One weekend while digging graves, his boss asked him to help him move a casket that had set up crooked in the grave. He
Oh, I can already see where this is going.
hopped off his backhoe and helped his boss manually lift the casket. But when he picked it up, he couldn't believe what he was feeling. It was absolutely weightless.
They're not burying the bodies anymore, are they? I don't know if they've been, I don't know when they changed that. I wouldn't be surprised if they stopped burying actual bodies after COVID. They found out that it was easier to just burn them, or or maybe.
As if there was no body in there whatsoever. Baffled, he mentions to his boss, "Wow, are you sure there's a body in here? This is way too light." His boss looks at him and says, "Don't ask questions to which you don't want to know the answer, son." At the time, he
Oh
laughed it
boy.
off, but that reply later left him in shock. He couldn't stop thinking about what he meant. This would lead him down a rabbit hole that would leave him mortified. Check it out.
Notice it says, for entertainment purposes only, discretion advised. They have to put that in there, or otherwise there could be legal trouble. But the thing is, I don't know that they should have had to. I don't know that they should have had to even put that in there, because honestly, this crap is terrifying if it's real.
Y'all want to hear some shit to really blow y'all's mind this morning? So, as a side hustle, I dig graves and graveyards and cemeteries across Bowling Green and surrounding counties. Something didn't set right with me today. As I was digging, the guy that's the director of the graveyard walked up to me and he was like, "We need to lift that casket up to get it even."
This guy looks like he's seen some crap. He really does. He looks like he's seen some crap. Doesn't like what it implies, and is trying his best to figure out some way out of whatever situation he's in. He does not want to be in this situation, I'm sure.
So we put it on a tally and brought it back up. When we brought it back up, it come off even in a way, but it was crooked in the corner.
Yep, crooked in the corner. Sorry, man, I didn't mean to give you the wrong.
So he's like, "We gotta lift it."
Okay.
So I lifted it, me and him together. But the weirdest thing was, it was really light,
Oh, yeah.
like extremely light. Like, and I'm not a big dude.
Yeah, you don't look like you're that
So I was like,
muscly,
I
really.
told him, I was like, why is that so light? He was like, "Don't ask questions that you ain't ready for."
Oh, no.
Y'all, I'm freaked out.
Yep.
What are they doing with these bodies?
You don't want to know. I don't want to know. Demons, man. Demons.
After posting that video, within hours, it was at millions of views. He had
Yep.
people in the comments, from funeral directors to people telling him to watch his back if they were going to take him. He started getting threats on his life.
You see, that's the thing. Why did he get? Why is he getting threats if all he's doing is saying that something doesn't feel right? If he's getting threats, that means somebody out there knows something that shouldn't be happening is happening. And yeah,
For exposing what he shouldn't have been. What that was, Lord knows. Is it true? I have no idea. That's for you to decide after you watch this video.
What's up, y'all?
oh
Part
no,
2 to the
part
video.
2.
It's got about 3.3 million views as of right now. A lot of people seen it. I got people writing me. I got people calling me.
Oh,
Even the people I was talking about in the video. I've got to be all the way honest with you guys. When I made the video saying that casket was light, that wasn't something that I did just because. The reason why I did it is because it's becoming a pattern.
oh, that isn't good. It's a pattern? This has happened more than once? Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Again, what are they doing with the bodies? What are they doing with our dead?
Since COVID, this industry has 100% changed.
I knew it. I knew it was COVID that started it. I knew it because what did we start seeing? We started seeing refrigerator trailers full of caskets, full of body bags because people were dying left and right. Why? What was so important that they had to allow so many people to die? Because this could have been prevented. I believe with all my soul, I believe this could have at least been prevented from being as bad as it was. The fact that it wasn't shows that something's going on behind the scenes that nobody knows about, nobody wants to know about, and the people that do know ain't telling.
I'm not going to sit up here and act like that I know what they're doing.
Oh no, no.
But I know it ain't right, and I know I'm going to find out. I don't know where this journey might lead me trying to figure out what's going on. But I feel like that all my life, I've wanted to know the truth about everything.
Yeah. Well, first of all, son, learn the truth about who Jesus is first and foremost. You're going to need to know him in order to battle the demons that are coming at you. Second of all, be careful with what truth you seek. Some truths will change you forever.
And while everybody else was living this fairy tale, I've always known that this world is off.
Yep.
We're in spiritual warfare, y'all.
Ah, well, okay, he's Christian. Or at least Christian adjacent, I think. Hey, that's a good position to be in.
Good versus bad.
Mm.
You can discredit me, you can say whatever. But we are.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice in the first video, all the people that was giving me backlash was funeral directors, funeral homes. I've heard people say they're going to sue me. They're going to try to lock me up. I've even heard some say that they're going to try to take me out. I really don't care. Because you know what? The truth is worth more than sometimes even your life.
The thing is with this kind of thing, you know that there has to be some sketchy stuff going on since COVID. We've had companies that have gotten in trouble for their bookkeeping being off. We've had industries that have completely flipped on their head as far as how they operate. And now we're seeing, well, crap like this. We're seeing crap like this where there is so much darkness and so much hinky crap going on. It's ridiculous. And people say that demons don't exist. People say that the spiritual realm is a lie, that it ain't real. Watch stuff like this. Watch people coming. The thing is that gets me. The people that he says he had coming against him weren't like normal Joes, weren't like just conspiracy theorists or whatever. They were people in the industry. They were funeral directors, funeral home managers, people that work in this industry. Why are the people that are working in this industry fighting against someone saying there's something that ain't right? It's because they already know there's something that's not right, and they want to shut him up before he blows off the lid. That's the thing. That's always the thing. That's the pattern. You see these people, these high profile people that get taken out or get disappeared or get discredited or even just lose their way. You know why? It's because they're looking in too deep. They're looking at the wrong thing. They're going to blow the lid off whatever operation it is that they've seen a glimpse into, and it, it's real. The devil's real, guys. The devil is a liar. The devil is a con man. The devil is a thief. The devil brings destruction, and the devil's a murderer, and he murders as easily as he lies. And I've got to believe that there's a shred of truth to this, because this guy would not be getting the opposition he is if there wasn't a kernel of truth to what he's saying. He wouldn't be.
I know a lot of people is gonna think this is crazy.
That's the thing. They try and discredit you by making you look crazy. And then if they can't do that, they try and discredit you by making you look like you're a criminal. And then if they can't do that, they try and shut you up by killing you. The thing is, evil doesn't have a code of conduct, doesn't have a code of ethics. They'll do whatever they have to in order to shut you up and get you out of their way.
But I promise you, y'all, there is something going on with burials. There's something going on with bodies. And if you don't believe me, that's fine. There's a lot of reasons in this world for you not to believe people. But in this instant right here, I'm being real. I advise you that if you bury somebody, that you do request to be there.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody is being cremated, then, it's your choice. I think that some states do let you be there.
Oh, God. Oh, God, my father. What did they do to him? I mean, the box that I got from the funeral home is heavy. It's not a light box. But what if? Oh, that's chilling to think about.
I don't trust nothing.
No,
My
you
boss is
can't.
always here at 6 a.m. sharp. It's 8:13. Not one day. This is a 61-year-old man, country man, that never misses work.
His boss is late to work the day after or a few days after this blows up. Yeah, some screwy shit's going on. Sorry.
He's nowhere to be found. Today we uncovered the truth.
Yep.
And every day from here on out, that's my goal. And I hope you guys are with me. God bless you and have a good day.
Going through the comments myself, I noticed a lot of people were saying the same thing. They were referencing a 1973 movie called Soylent Green.
Oh, Lord. I was wondering if this was where the theory was going. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's bone chilling.
So naturally, I had to do some digging. What is this Soylent Green?
You never watched the film? Dude, you're missing out on some good sci-fi movies and by not watching stuff like this. I mean, yeah, it's chilling and it's becoming less of a science fiction and more of a science prophecy, but still.
And what is it all about? Well, the metaphor was nothing less than fascinating. Soylent Green is based in 2025.
Really? I forgot that was the year that the movie was portraying. Gosh, the rabbit hole just keeps going deeper, doesn't it?
It's in a dystopia type society where the rich have separated themselves drastically from the poor.
Huh. Imagine that. Imagine that.
Almost as if it's a Great Depression, but
Oh, a Great Depression in 2025? Ah, imagine that.
technology's more advanced. Nevertheless, people aren't doing any better.
Nope, they're not.
They're being replaced by robots.
Oh, they're being replaced by robots? Huh, what does that sound like? AI, right? It sounds like AI. It sounds like the AI boom of what, 2022, 2023, something like that. We get ChatGPT, then we get Claude, then we get Grok, then we get these large language models that you can even download on your own device and use, Llama, the Llama models and stuff like that. You can self-host your own AI bot now. Actually, it's nuts. In fact, I use the AI bot. I use a form of Llama through another app called Vibe to generate my captions for my videos. It's all run locally. I'm not sending away any of my data, but the fact that you can do this crap on even a mid-range device, mid-range rig like mine, you know, we're slowly surrendering operations and optimization to robots, to code instead of to people. And it's getting to the point where I think within the next couple of years, within the next, I'd say 5 to 10 years, we're going to see an explosion of AI applications, AI programming, and even AI implementation in like media and video games. We're already seeing it with the um, Neverness to Everness stuff and how they got really pissed off because they found out that there was a few AI assets in the background and people were angry about it. And then you see all these other companies coming out now because now the lid's been blown off and they're admitting they're using AI. It's ridiculous. And it's getting to the point where, oh, okay, so nobody's going to be able to work because everything's going to be done by a robot.
They're starving. There's famine. Everybody's poor. As a result, the people started having to ration their food.
Uh, well, that's coming. That's coming. We're seeing more chickens die off. We're seeing bird flu. I'm seeing a whole lot of headlines in like agricultural news that says that we're heading for a food crisis in the next 5 to 10 years or something doesn't change because livestock is just not what it was. And the darn GMOs that we're putting out on the cells for us to pump into our bodies, that isn't helping either.
The elite's solution to this was making these wafers, these small generic wafers, Soylent Green, Soylent Red, Soylent Blue.
Red, blue, green, or red, green, and blue. Hmm. Interesting that those are the three primary colors of television displays, the RGB spectrum. Almost as if these wafers, like television, are meant to program you to believe and follow whatever it is that the party or the rulers tell you.
One represented protein, one represented plants. In Soylent Green was the most recent one released.
Oh my.
This was the most favored one by the people.
Oh, if this is going, I mean, I know where this is going, but let's just watch the rest of this first and then I'll tell you why it was the favorite one of the people.
In the movie, a detective knows something's amiss.
Hmm.
People start going missing that know something, but he
Yep.
can't figure out what it is.
People go
But
missing.
by the end of the movie, he figures out that Soylent Green was actually recycled human flesh.
Yep.
And the elite were doing whatever they had to to keep this from the public. And that meant taking out anybody in their way.
Yep. And here's the thing about this. You might wonder, why is it that Soylent Green was the most popular among the people? Why do people love this particular one the most? There's a theory that goes around every once in a while. It's rooted in a lot of ancient native mythology and stuff. The Native Americans called them Wendigos. And but there are other similar stories across cultures of people that consumed human flesh and became so obsessed with it that they turned into monsters. And my best friend's father was he was a farmer, but once he stopped being able to farm because of health problems, he became an avid reader. He would read anything and everything he could. And he told me once, because I was talking to him, and he said, "You want to know why people um Ted Bundy or whoever it was that was the serial killer that ate people? You want to know why they went crazy? It's because there's a theory that human meat is so addictive that once you try it once, you'll never go back to anything else. You'll do everything you can to get that next fix because it's an addictive thing." And so the reason why people like Soylent Green so much is because since it was made from people, they got addicted. It became an addiction, and and cannibalism is directly tied to spiritual darkness, I believe. Cannibalism and human sacrifice are both directly rooted in darkness and demonic oppression and demonic influence. So that's why Soylent Green was so popular, because they couldn't stop, because they had to have their fix. They had to have the next taste. Oh, I don't like where this is going.
But this detective was adamant. He was very well respected in the community. And he fights to bring the truth to light. What does that mean? I'm not saying it means anything. I'm not saying it's happening today. Absolutely not.
Of course, you're not saying it, because if you do say it, you're the next target. That's the thing. You can't come out and say it publicly, because if you do, people are going to come after your butt and they're going to make you disappear too. You have to be careful about what you're saying, because if you don't, you'll be the next one disappeared. You'll be the next one with a missing body in a casket, because that's what they're doing.
And again, let me be clear. I'm not saying that they're doing anything with these bodies, that these people that are burying their loved ones may not be burying them at all. Not saying that in any way, shape, or form, because I have no way to prove any of that.
I do. I have ways of proving it if I really dig deep enough. I've got experience in finding things that no one wants to have found. I left that life behind, but I could still do it if I really needed to. If God called me to do it, I'd do it.
But people tend to lean towards this may be a possibility. And these are your Uber conspiracy theorists.
You call them Uber conspiracy theorists. I call them people that have finally woken up and stopped accepting the BS that everyone wants to shovel onto our plate and tell us to eat as if it's gourmet food. It's this idea that if you don't say anything, you can't be targeted. And so just believe what it is the party tells you to believe, and you won't be a target. That may be true, but that doesn't make it right.
People argue that how could we have so much fast food industry beef and so much meat in the fast food industry, but we don't see any cows or pastures.
Yeah, that's the thing. We've had thousands, if not millions, of chickens die off recently, right? A couple of years ago, you kept hearing about the poultry shortage because of the avian flu going through the big farms, right? And then you hear about the same thing with beef. You hear about the beef shortage, and you hear about the the pork shortage, and you hear about other things, and it's like, okay, then where's all the meat coming from? Where's all the meat in these fast food restaurants coming from? I'm not saying it's in the grocery stores, but and then I heard from my friend once. He said that they'd done testing on McDonald's meat and found human DNA in the meat. Human DNA in the meat. Now that could have just been like someone at the processing plant accidentally got their finger or something caught, and they didn't catch it in time, and there was a contaminant that ended up in the food. Maybe some flesh, maybe some blood, who knows? But even then, that's still not great, because that just means that there's not enough safety standards in the places that they're processing their meat. But I don't know. I do not know.
Where are all the graveyards?
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Per capita, there's not near enough graveyards. They would be all over the world and all over the countryside if, in fact, they were being used properly or being used ethically.
Now, I will say there is kind of a contention at this particular point, because I have heard that sometimes graveyards will reuse plots after so many generations, and they'll like either exhume or dig up an old coffin and move it to a new space, and then use that same plot for a different person. I don't know. But it does seem that even if they were doing this practice, which honestly probably doesn't happen as often as people think, that still doesn't explain why we saw thousands of freezers full of people during the pandemic, and yet we're not seeing any bigger graveyards. We're not seeing any bigger um, plots or fields of just graves.
Now, whether this is all accurate or true, I can't say, and I have no idea. Nevertheless, it's something that's interesting to look into,
Hmm.
something that's interesting to ponder. Seems like he's a genuinely good guy, that he's always kind of questioned things in the status quo.
It's good to question things, because honestly, when you stop questioning what's happening, is when you start being programmed to do whatever the heck it is that they want you to do. And there's going to come a day that they're going to ask you to take a mark. And if you're programmed to just accept everything that they tell you, you'll take that mark. But if you're smart, or if you're awake, you won't take the mark. You won't do it.
In his next video, though, he brings out statistics. These statistics are going to blow your mind. Take a listen.
I know a lot of y'all today, and some of y'all are skeptical, and a lot of y'all might find this hard to believe.
Yeah, I'm sure that they do. I mean, you're talking about a conspiracy to harvest human bodies as meat sources. That's not something that a lot of people can, pardon the pun, stomach.
What I'm saying. But just a little statistic to kind of wake y'all up on something.
Here we go.
144,000 cemeteries in America.
Yep. Okay. Let me just open a new window. I want to see average death in U.S. per year. So in 2024, the total annual deaths for that year were 3,072,666. That's not an ominous number at all. In 2023, it was 3,090,582. So the average deaths, if they're about 3 million a year, roughly 3 million to 3.1 million per year, And there are, what, 140 cemeteries in the United States. 144,000 cemeteries in the United States, ranging from small historic family plots to expensive national cemeteries managed by the Department of Veterans Affairs. So, let me do this. Let me go to AI mode. Is there enough space in these cemeteries to reasonably accommodate all dead who have died in the U.S.? So, according to Google's AI, the space problem is being largely mitigated by a massive cultural shift towards cremation. Oh well, that's just fine then. That makes it all right. I doubt it. I really doubt it. Because if there were such a large shift towards cremation, why now?
Now, how in the world, with all the people that's come from different timelines, do they all fit in something like that? Not only that, you can say, well, some people's getting cremated. Cool, that's fine too.
Yeah,
Think about all the people that died in one city during
yep,
COVID.
yep. Just what I was talking about. Just what I was talking about.
Funeral homes was having to put people in ice trucks in California.
Yep, exactly, exactly. You're seeing the pattern. Good for you. Good for you. You see, the thing is, we're we're programmed not to see what we don't want to see because it's inconvenient, because it's uncomfortable. And people are starting to wake up. People are starting to actually ask questions. And that's good because we need to start asking questions. We need to start saying, something doesn't look right. Something doesn't smell right. This doesn't pass the smell test. And when we start saying that, when we start seeing that, we start seeing the operations beneath. We start seeing what's actually going on. We see that there is a darkness on this world. There is a darkness in this world that is not easily overcome. This guy gets it.
You don't believe me? Go look it up. And we're sitting up here wondering, like all of us are,
Yeah,
what's going on.
I know what's going on.
I don't know what's going to come out of this, y'all. I might lose my job. Anything might happen. I really don't care.
Yeah.
But I just want to drop those statistics. 144,000 cemeteries.
Yeah.
There's no way, bro. The math ain't mathing.
Yeah, the math isn't mathing. Where do the dead go?
Where do the bodies of people go when they pass away?
Yeah.
Could, of course, many of them be cremated? I think a large majority of them are, 70 to 80%. That can answer for a lot of the discrepancy. But regardless, the empty caskets is a very odd phenomenon.
Yeah, the thing is, empty caskets are not standard. You don't bury an empty casket. You don't even bury a casket with just a small urn of ashes in it. If you got ashes, you don't put them in a casket. You put them in a vault. You don't put them in the ground. You put them in a vault. And yet, we've got these graves with empty caskets that people think their loved ones are laying in, and they're empty because they've been taken for something. I don't know what. I can't tell you what. I can speculate. I can theorize. I can conspiracize. I can even think that I know exactly what's going on because Satan would do something like this, wouldn't he? If Satan can cause people to orchestrate Epstein Island and all the horrors that happened there, why wouldn't he orchestrate a shadowy meat supply organization that uses us as its primary source? Why wouldn't they?
And the fact that he said it ramped up and changed right after COVID.
Mm,
This last video, he explains that they tell him he has to take the video down or they're going to fire him.
that's the thing. They shut you up. Whatever way they can, they shut you up.
This is how scared or threatened the industry surrounding him seems to be.
Yep.
So much so, his boss didn't even show up to work the next day after he posted the video.
Yep.
Probably because he knew he shouldn't have opened his mouth.
Well, and also because he was trying to run damage control and figure out how to shut this guy up before he could blow the lid off of the whole thing. And then ends up just fueling the flames of people trying to get to the bottom of this. Huh, go figure.
Either way, among funeral homes and funeral home directors, there seems to be a code that you don't talk about what happens in Fight Club.
You don't talk about Bruno.
So I was just informed that if I don't take the video down about the body not being in the casket, then I'm gonna get fired.
Huh, go figure.
My boss called me and told me that the video is causing distraction from the funeral homes and the cemeteries, and that also, it could cause them people to look elsewhere. That being said, it could cost him money for less burials.
Oh, poor
Being
people. The poor funeral director.
I knew when I posted that there was a possibility, something would be said, but I never dreamed that I could maybe be fired. But honestly, I feel like that I'm gonna leave the video up, and whatever comes out of it, comes out of it. They
Yep.
did wrong, not me.
Yep.
No matter what nobody says in the comment, no matter what nobody tells you.
Yep. Oh, that's chilling, man. That's something else. The fact that you can actually see statistics and see these things and see the kind of crap that's going on and know something doesn't smell right, know something doesn't feel right, and yet still just be kind of, I don't know. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't look right. It isn't right. So, dang. Watch out for your loved ones, people. You might not be able to actually get them back. Ooh. The devil's real, guys. The devil is real, and he's an absolute monster.